Thank y'all. Sobriety is a big part of my identity these days. I have now been sober for 10 years, 7 months, and 22 days. I'm proud of that. It's something I talk about quite often. It runs in my family. It's hereditary. If you're from the South, you usually get it from both sides. I was lucky. I only got it from one side. I got it from my mom's side. But as a kid, you don't know what substance abuse looks like. You don't know what drug abuse looks like. You just know two things. You got cool uncles. Oh, yeah. And you got lame uncles. My dad's side was the lame side. They were just regular old run-of-the-mill rednecks. They worked hard jobs. They took care of their one family. They drank cold beer on Saturday, went to church on Sunday. Lame. They didn't have fun. We had Uncle Clarence on that side. If the name doesn't tell you what side of the fucking fun spectrum he fell on, let me explain. He was a highway patrolman for the state of North Carolina for 40 years. That man didn't laugh, he didn't smile, he didn't tell jokes, he didn't season meat properly, he gave shitty Christmas gifts. Lame. I love him to death, but he was just lame. He's white bread. But on my mom's side, they were the redneck side of my family. They were the fun side. They were the kind of rednecks you make reality television shows about. Just fist fights in the front yard. Husband and wife. You think you've seen a right hook? My Aunt Brenda will knock your ass out. Uncle Ernie never stood a fucking chance. He'd get to drinking and run his mouth, and Aunt Brenda would knock his fucking ass out. He was like, this is where I want to be. This is way more fun than just sitting over at Dad's side. These people are fighting and drinking and fucking telling great jokes. Jovial people. And so that was the side I gravitated toward. That was the side that I wanted to be a part of. And there was one uncle in particular, Uncle Benny, was the coolest motherfucker that has ever walked the face of the earth. Uncle Benny was, the reason us kids gravitated toward Uncle Benny was because he treated us like an adult. He'd get down on one knee and look us in the eye and ask us how we were doing, how school was going, if anything we needed, how's your parents treating you. No other adult did that. They didn't treat us like an equal. And then as soon as Uncle Benny got done relating to us, he would just give us beer and cigarettes. And when you're 7 and 8 years old, and somebody gives you a full beer, that's the cool fucking uncle. He trusts me in not one sip, he trusts me with the whole damn thing. And so we loved Uncle Benny. So we celebrated every time he got into town. But my grandmother got wind that he was handing out contraband to the kids. Called him a bad influence and stopped inviting him to things. That did not stop Uncle Benny from coming. Even a drunk knows what Thanksgiving and Christmas are. He just came late. And every year was our favorite time. Fuck the Easter Bunny, fuck Santa Claus. He was our favorite mythical creature that shows up presenting gifts. Because his gifts were way cooler. And every year it started with one of the parents being super naive, sitting at the table, and they would utter the phrase, y'all think that Benny's going to show up this year after what happened last year? Somebody said, there's no way he shows up this year after what happened last year. And then all of us kids just look at each other and we're like, the fuck he ain't. He'll be here. So we go out in the front yard and wait for him. So the parents are all sitting there gossiping, cleaning up the table, and us kids out front pretending to play, but we ain't playing. We're awaiting the chaos that is about to be coming down that dirt road. My grandma lived 1.5 miles up a dirt road. From her front yard, you could see where that dirt road intersected with the state road, the paved road, ran perpendicular to it. And every time somebody would turn onto her dirt road, you could see them coming from 1.5 miles away. We weren't looking for the average motorist abiding the speed limit. We were looking for a dirt cloud. Because that means somebody hit that dirt road going about 75 miles an hour. That's our Huckleberry. So we'd sit there and watch car after car turn on, 30 miles an hour, they'd rumble down, we'd wave at them. But that's not what we wanted. And eventually one kid would see it before anybody else. It was like a fucking shooting star. He'd be like, look! And we'd look, and there it was, just vibrating on the horizon, little dirt cloud. And that's when we started getting excited, blood pressure rising. He's on his way. And we knew to get real quiet, because if you got real quiet, you could hear him coming before you saw him coming. If there was no wind blowing through the trees, and there was no critters making any noise, you could hear it from a mile and a half away. Taking care of business every day, taking care of business. And as that dirt cloud got bigger and bigger and bigger, that BTO got louder and louder and louder. And when he got about a mile away from the driveway, he would bust out of that dust cloud in a blue Trans Am. Because one, of course he drove a fucking Trans Am. Two, T-tops out year round. Zero fucks that man gave. He's just waving at us, zigzagging across the dirt road. He's just fishtailing that motherfucker. And for the next mile, you have no idea what's going to happen. Is he going to run into a ditch? Is he going to hit a pedestrian child? Who knows? But we're locked in. And then he gets to my grandma's driveway and he e-brakes that son of a bitch. He gives it a little bit of gas and he shoots up that hill. And at this point, he's coming straight at us. We're cheering like we're at a goddamn football game, but we're looking death directly in the face. And he's coming to us. The last minute, e-brake, slam the brake, turn the wheel, slings gravel everywhere. Because one, that's a cool fucking entrance. Two, he learned very quickly, if you park sideways, nobody can fucking leave. And friends, after that, it was like a movie. I still see it so clear. Wide camera angle zooms in, dust settling on that Trans Am. He cuts it off, door opens, first boot, hits, second boot, hits, and he steps up out of that thing, denim on denim on denim. Friends, it is 1989. There's nothing fucking cooler than that guy. He reaches in that pearl snap, pulls out his pair of sunglasses, puts them on. Bo Duke slides across the hood of that thing, goes and opens the passenger door for whatever Holiday Inn cocktail waitress he's dating at the time. Because even though he's a drunk and a horrible father, he is still a consummate fucking gentleman. And that's when he comes over to us, rubs us on the head. How y'all doing? Y'all good? School good? Your parents good? You got a girlfriend yet? And then he would proceed to get us beers, cigarettes, and Playboys, and whatever else he had. Coolest motherfucker. You don't know whether to hug him or ask him for an autograph. And then he's like, hey, I gotta go inside and talk to the grown-ups for a second. Y'all watch the car? And we're like, fuck yeah, we will. Anything for you, Uncle Benny. And then he goes in the house, and as soon as that carport door slams behind him, you got 5 minutes before two things are happening. One, something's breaking very loudly. Two, my grandmother, very small woman, quiet woman, good Christian lady, is gonna scream at the top of her lungs. Benny! I'm calling the fucking cops! And just as fast as he got there, he would saunter out of that car. But he knew he had 10 to 15 minutes before the county sheriff shows up. He would saunter out. He said, well, kids, slide them sunglasses down. Kids, Uncle Benny's got to get the fuck out of here. Y'all be good to each other. We'll see y'all. And he gets back in the car, I'll never forget, he cranks up and the ground just starts shaking. That stereo starts screaming. He backs that thing down, peels out one last time, and we're in the front yard just cheering, Uncle Benny, take us with you! Please come back and get us! Uncle Benny died when he was 39 years old. Don't you fucking feel bad for him? How do you think this story ends? I just told you about a motherfucker who lived his life, and you're like, oh, I was really hoping he turned it around. That man listened to no one. No one could tell him what to do. Not even a court-appointed child support payment notice could get that man to do anything. I was in 4 of his weddings before I turned 10 years old. 2 of which were so close together, I didn't need another suit. And friends, I was a fast-growing boy. Ultimately, he got married 6 times in 20 years. Think about it. When you're from a small town, there's only so many families you can marry into. Each one of those gals represented 2 families. That means technically he married into like 82% of Rockingham County. Legendary. So needless to say, when I was growing up, when I hit the teenage years, and I wanted to model my life after one of my relatives, guess who the fuck I was? I wanted to be Uncle Benny. I wanted to burn it both ends. I didn't want to live too long to regret life. I wanted to go at it as hard as I could. So I started a rock and roll band. And if you ever saw us between 06 and 2014, motherfucker, we were living it. didn't realize I had a problem until my mom pulled me aside. And I'd shown up to a family function uninvited. A little fucked up. She pulled me off to the side and said, BJ, you know who you remind me of right now? It was not Clarence. She said, you remind me of Benny. We'll get to my mom later. My mom was the strongest woman I've ever met. She didn't fear anything. She never backed down to anybody. I was 30 years old, and for the first time in my life, I saw fear in her eyes. I could see her visibly shaking when she said that. And in that moment, seeing my mom afraid, she was afraid that she was going to lose her oldest boy, same way she lost her brother. Seeing that fear in her eyes scared the shit out of me. 2 weeks after that conversation, I got the help that I needed. August 31st, 2014, I used for the last time and I drank for the last time. Thanks. I'm glad that she got to see that. I'm glad she got to see me turn it around. If I hadn't got sober, I wouldn't be here today. But please remember, I'm not one of those judgmental sober people. I hope you got as fucked up as you felt getting on a Sunday night. I look out in the crowd, I see a bunch of people having a couple cold beers, a couple glasses of wine, a couple cocktails. Still remaining functioning members of society. Not gonna go home and burn down everything you love and care for. Like a bunch of fucking adults. All I see is a bunch of show-offs. I'm not one of those judgmental sober people. I'm one of those jealous sober people. Look out and see it all maintained. This is a song about my journey in recovery. I don't play it every night to make people feel weird. I play it every night because there's 2 or 3 people in this crowd that are struggling with it. And I want them to know it's possible to get the help they need. I want them to know that if they can't talk to anybody else in their circle, come to me after the show. Send me a message on the internet. I'll talk you through it. I ain't got all the answers, but I know what worked for me, and I can tell you what worked for me and what didn't work for me. But this is a song about my journey. This is a song called One Day at a Time. Wide-eyed and 21, another shot of Jameson to calm my nerves before this nightly masquerade. What people saw was nonchalant, a complex condition response, a chemical reaction, brown liquor and self-doubt. So that I could stand up on this stage like a guilty child. Boredom blade might kick, I'd scream, I cursed the name of the girls that walked away. You see, the man left holding the pen controls how every story ends. And truth becomes a martyr for the sake of the song. But now I'm in a good place. I'm walking that straight line, just to getting along, right these wrongs, one day at a time. For years the drinks were just a crutch, till the drinks were just too much. I guess it comes with a job. Hail, hail, rock and roll. You see, songs fulfill a human need to sit back and watch another man bleed. So for a moment, we don't have to feel sorry for ourselves. And this imaginary confidence became my first line of defense. You don't let them in, boy, they'll never let you down. But she broke through and took control, my sweetheart of the rodeo. And for the first time I found something I couldn't afford to lose. You see, I'm in a good place. I'm walking that straight line, just to get along, right these wrongs, one day at a time. Way that highball glass would kiss my lips like a long-lost love welcoming me home. But I don't miss the highs and lows, the back and forth, the ebb and flow of letting down the people that are standing up for me. You see, I'm in a good place. I'm walking that straight line, just a getting along, righting these wrongs one day at a time. Yes, I'm getting along, righting these wrongs one day at a time.